guys, it's Jeremy Ashburn with SEnuke X.TV, and this is the Submitter training video. The goals here are to give you an overview of the Submitter's multitasking abilities, to show you the Submitter window particulars, to do a social network nuke with the Submitter, to talk about the Submitter's color-coded status window, and to walk through some of the basic features of the Submitter. So let's take a look at the software. Take a look at the Submitter window. In order to see the Submitter, obviously we have to be doing something. So let's create some accounts with the Submitter. I'm going to create a new campaign. And I make this a root campaign. And the first thing you'll notice here, this is a brand new campaign, so it has nothing here on the profiles or projects. So let's do some new account creation. And I title the project, double click to open. I like to have some organization here, so I'm going to call this SA00001 Evet Petty. So this tells me that this profile will be set up for social network and article directories. Save. I'm going to get an email address here. So now you can see the Submitter in action here. I'm just going to maximize this, and we can see it here solving the CAPTCHA. And you'll notice here that this is actually really fast. The old SEnuke program used to be a lot slower, but the new Submitter is blazing fast. So what it's done here is set up a rule so that all messages within this email address go to the inbox. So I can minimize now, and I'm going to verify the email. And now I'm all done. So I'm going to uncheck this email. I've already created the email account. And now let's set this up to create accounts for all social network and article directory sites. And I can see they're all checked here. And I'm going to hit start. Before I go to the window here, you can see that the Submitter is actually working on 4 things at a time: Hub Pages, Wikispaces, Blogspot, Wetpaint, and WordPress. And as the Submitter goes along, when it gets a success, it will give you a green check. A green check indicates that it's successfully set up on that site. Obviously, a red X indicates the account was not successfully set up on that site. So let's take a look at the Submitter itself. What the Submitter is actually a group of windows that are individually submitting information to different websites at the same time. So I currently have 4 windows open here. And you can watch all 4 windows do their thing at the same time here. Now if I want to, I can actually create a new browser here just by clicking the new browser button. So now this actually has 5 things happening at the same time. And I can click new browser again. And now I have 6 things happening at the same time. So you can see here it's automatically tiling as it goes along. So you can actually tile horizontal or vertically, depending on what you want to do there. And if you want to cascade in the old Windows 3.1 style, you can do that. And I'll go back to tile here. Now the next thing I want to talk